Henry Knox in his bookstore. An excerpt from Legends of Liberty by me, Andrew Benson Brown. The chiming of a doorway's silver bells announced the timing of a late arriving patron to browse the stacks, divining smells of freshly printed spruce and pine, reviving dormant memories of thriving woods, and fathers rhyming low by candlelight. Climbing a shelf to worm through dusty words, square glasses squint, recovering their sight, recapturing a youth that time suppressed. Hey, shh, relax, it's just a bookshop. Don't get stressed. Ha-ha! A bellow weighing 20 stone came rolling through the bookshelves on a ladder, a flying pile of jolly flesh and bone. High fiction, please. Dystopian. Low laughter. Sailing to satire, Pope and Swift came pouring. Excuse me, any romance? To Chicklet he cruised, and ho-ho, Pamela came soaring. Ebullience only goes so far when wit is absent. Business dealings prosper, though, when Falstaff's body mind melds with a Prospero. Big pigeon toes descended little rungs. Broad shoulders squeezed behind a little desk. A double chin, just as a turkey runs, went jiggling side to side, not Romanesque this form, and bobbing towards the window, spied the street, then settled still, as Henry Knox's eyes addressed Sharp's military guide. He eased against some overflowing boxes and turned the page. On building fortifications. Digging through leaves, he raised up knowledge's foundations. Ring-a-ling! There, stepping through a mass of ladies, where a twirling parasol blocked sunlight streaming through the polished glass, shading a face that dreamed of parasol day long, a flirting figure summoned peals of laughter, then approached the plump supplier. Belly plopping on the desk with piles of books, and tilting down, looked through his wire bifocals, saying, as his presence sank in, "Donating these from London, all unread." "Ben Franklin!" "In the flesh." His tummy rippled gently. "What brings you up from Philly?" "Business trek, for dentistry." His glasses gleamed intently. Knox laughed. His tummy rolled and swelled. "One sec." He disappeared, returning holding 8 big volumes. No. Ah, this one." Hunter's elegant treatise on the teeth with plates. Knox wrote the bill. Ben paid. "Some lovely haunters of romance," referencing that section's dames. "Yes, they attract good business." Ben left, taking names. Knox glanced out toward the street and tapped his nails. Just where was Lucy? Had she been discovered? He sifted through Ben's books and added sales tags, lowering the prices, though his cupboard and shelves alike were thinning. That blockade was choking shipments. Hitching up a sleigh, he dragged the volumes, sorting as they swayed. Paradise Lost, with pictures. Not Doré, but decent. Wycliffe's Bible. Hardly trash. Hey, book on canonry? He'd add it to the cache. Ring-a-ling. There, limping through the seams of dresses, bumping bustles. Sorry. Grin. A low-brimmed hat, shoegazing, lost in dreams, stumbled into the desk. Nathaniel Greene. I know my name. Yes, but it helps narration. What brings you from the forge? Desire, friend, for classic works. Old biblical translation arrived just now. No, thinking I'd extend my tastes. A picture book about the fall? Knox lugged the illustrated Milton from his haul. 2 plain black sleeves went skimming. Cannons built in hell? Makes sense. The serpent's vile productions poison our peace. The hat of plain black felt inclined towards Henry's guilty pleasure. Instructions on field artillery by Baron Friedrich Wilhelm August Heinrich Ferdinand von Steuben. Say that 3 times fast. Comedic names, those Euros. Henry, shifting. And how's business? Under pressure. I'm a maker of farm tools. Nothing more. Ha ha! The model Quaker. Nathaniel wheezed away, weaving through skirts, nosing a page. A jiggle, Henry scanned outside the window, craning, playing scout. A handkerchief that covered his left hand got caught against a corner, coming loose. He tightened the brown fabric, seeing tones. Cascading auburn, hazel orbs. His lass of plumpish plumage. Ginger mind, high flown. That brazen sass, a voice to which he'd hearken. The bronze and brass of nuptials, cheerful as a lark in... Ring-a-ling! 2 redcoats entered, sniffing the ladies, leaving. Snooping up ladder tops, opening novels upside down, and whiffing perfume from pages trickled with teardrops. Then peeking under covers, leaking potty words, and destroying shelves that overstocked the metric system's use in textbooks. Naughty nerds. Then ravishing the Rape of the Lock, and, pardon, sirs, each volume costs 3 shillings. Eyes slowly turned towards Henry Knox. If you're willing. The soldiers stalked his desk.
You wouldn't be carrying contraband in here, eh, chum?
The small one stared up, picking at a flea while flaring rotten teeth and swollen gums. Ha! Hardly, gentlemen, but you're in luck. Some books on dental care just... Shut your trap. You reckon that we're daft? The tall one plucked the book on field artillery and tapped it. What is this? Your branch of expertise, perhaps? The tall one tongued his broken piano keys and banged his flat sonata. What's on your left hand? He yanked the kerchief off. 2 nubs, 3 fingers. How'd this happen? Hunting, sir. The London Bookshop caters to all clubs. Knox cracked his china whites.
Aye, just what's so funny,
said the small one, whipping out a pistol. Knox threw up his arms.
No buts about it. He's a rebel, he is.
There's no doubt. The tall one nodded with the small one.
Treasonous.
Surely you wouldn't jail a bookworm.
If it pleases.
Knox stared into their mouths, 2 jagged chasms. They dragged him in the street and threw him down. The small one kicked him. Henry had a spasm. The tall one lit a torch and said, I don't be taking joy in this. Just doing my job. Then broke a window, tossing it inside. Knox rose up to his knees and choked a sob as his life savings burned away, his pride and passion up in smoke.
That's blazing. Crikey.
A crumpled cloud reflected Henry's paper psyche. Like when Hypatia, torn from off the wheels of her chariot by zealots in a mob, was flayed alive, left rotting as the wills of killers turned to arson then to rob majestic Alexandria of lore, destroying its library, drawing scrawls of darkness when they lightened weighty stores of ancient knowledge housed in precious scrolls. And for 1,000 years men wandered, cold and hungry, ignorant of all they'd lost of old. So Henry Knox lay vacant, naked, peeled of purpose.
Get up,
kicked the small one.
Go. You're off to Boston jail.
They tugged and wheeled the slumping form around, struggling to tow his tonnage forward. Then from a back alley, Nathaniel Greene ran limping, throwing fists. More like a tennis match than boxing, really. Arms swung in wide and wild, his backhand fast and furious. Till the tall one knocked his block off. Nathan fell backwards, seeing stars. Don't let him walk off.
Another inmate. Won't be space to stand.
Nathan was wheezing.
Think this one's asthmatic.
The soldiers, pulling, paused. Their tangled strands of hair began to frizzle, charged with static. The street lamps, not refilled on oil, lit up, as owls, still nesting, started trading hoots. A crackle through the cobblestones spit up blue sparks that zapped the soldiers' rubber boots. The pressure in their chests was tightening when their blinkers, odd, were stricken blind by lightning Ben. A cherub, bearing arms could limn ablazon. Ben's linens, like the lungs of chimney sweeps. His cape, the blood of majesties too brazen. His paunch, a punching bag no fist defeats. His hair, a blueless sky of vengeful gloom. His eyes, two rods preventing strikes in streets. Later to bed and early to the tomb. No knowledge, health, or riches alters doom. Wherever swathed in thunderclouds Ben goes, how glittering the liquidation of his foes. He pulled his journal, jotting to brainstorm ideas. EMC? No. Max AC? Nah, hasn't been discovered. Nimbus form? Eye in the sky. Blue ether. Blast it. Tree far rod? No, barren. Fingering the breeze, Ben saw a pair of youngsters flying kites. Excuse me, boys. I need to borrow these. The redcoats wiped their eyes, still seeing lights. The small one stabilized the tall one. Aye, wow. Seizing their bayonets, they charged the portly halo. Ben yanked the kite strings up and down. Come on! He rubbed them fast, two sticks between his palms. A spark! Extinguished. Bah! His patience gone, he closed his peepers, meditating. Calm. The soldiers neared their target, aiming blades. The tall one at his chest, the small his groin. The scorching earth was graced with spots of shade. Clouds gathered, high. A peal of thunder joined a flash. The soldiers blinked. Ben stepped aside, and, winding strings to weapons, ribboned hearts were tied. White lightning zigzagged from the heavens, plunging, striking the kites and riding smooth along the strings to heat the bayonets, still lunging. The troopers, deafened by the thunder's gong, two loopy plebs, two valentines for Britain, two yearning yarned, received the bolt. So blessed by love of king and country, they were smitten with searing bouts of cardiac arrest. The tall one held the small one in his clutches, their skeletons, charred black, exchanging tender touches. A raindrop fell on Henry. He came to. Nathaniel shook his head and rubbed a knuckle. I've never struck a man. We all need new experiences. Ben lent a hand and chuckled. What happened to those soldiers? A mishap, said Franklin. Caught a thunderstorm. All clear now. Thumbing corpses taking a cat nap. Come on, grab Henry. Let's get out of here. Knox, sifting embers, found a piece of home. On-field artillery. His last remaining tome. The setting sun reflected sparkling wells in Knox's dewy eyes. A crystal ball, casting the past in flames with crimson spells. Then dusked his face in falling ash. The sprawl of strollers lined the streets with basketfuls as neighbors filled the air with bells, 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 announcing closing time for bears and bulls of commerce. Like a book that never sells, Knox shelved away his heart, where sorrow dwells, repealing tolling, faintly knolling, morning bells.